It's Dominique, aka That Therapist. For those of you that don't know me, I am the lead clinician and CEO for a group practice known as Yellow Bird Counseling. What do we do here? Well, our normal day-to-day operations go a little something like this. So throughout the week, we provide individual, couples, family, group, mental health therapies in the states of Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, New Jersey, and I think one more state. I think one more. We're going to get that one more. We're going to get it shortly. All right. So that's what we do. We provide therapy in those states for those of you that are like, what kind of therapy? Mental health therapy. So like the therapy where you go and you sit on a couch and tell somebody about your problems. That's what TV tells you it looks like. So if you're unfamiliar, kind of like that, but only the real version. So kind of like that, but not that at all. But maybe a little like that, but mostly not like that, okay? And then what do we do here on social media? Well, we create topics that we can I'm getting all my words mixed up, that we can provide to the general population and tie it back to how we could all benefit from having a therapist, okay? So, oh yeah, happy Black History Month too. I should have said that first. Happy Black History Month. Happy Black History Month. Be sure to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that it's Happy Black History Month, okay? Seriously. So this is really, really good. But this February, I'm doing something a little different because Yellowbird is like expanding out the expansions. So this month, I'm going to be introducing you to all the new people on our team. We are Black owned, so that's good. There you go. Black expansion. Love it. We do have Caucasian persuasion, but they are very much into their anti-racist work. That is the only kind of Caucasian persuasion we are able to have here, is those that are deep off into their anti-racist work. All right, so great. I'm super excited. I'm going to be introducing y'all to two at a time, twosies. And they're both LICSW, so that's going to be fun. I'm like all up here by myself, except for one is the sorority sister. So it's like, it's like a give and take. It's like, So yeah, so I'm going to introduce y'all to some of the newest on my team. I did tell you I was taking these braids down. I meant to. I had every intention to take them down, and life be lifing, but they're coming down this weekend. I promise they are. I'm going to take these braids down and wash this hair like get some new braids. You know what I'm saying? All right. But without further ado, let's get this party started, this show on the road, and let's see what we got here. Introducing one and two. What it do though? How y'all feeling?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Don't be nervous. This is really fun. Everybody's going to be real welcoming. Y'all give them some likes, loves, congratulations, all that. And let's see. Let's get them. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I don't know. Should it be like this? No, I don't think it should be like that at all. All right. Oh, I like that much better. Yay. All right. Now we're all here together in a little meeting. We're here in a meeting. All right. So I didn't tell them your name because I want you to tell them your own name. So we're going to go that way. So we're going to start first with the lady in the middle. What's your name?
I'm Jakeia Johnson. I'm a licensed clinical social worker.
Yay! Welcome to the show. We're so happy to
you.
have you. And then we're going to take it on a little further.
Hello.
What's your name, Sarah?
Hey, Sarah. My name is Dr. Nicole Brown. I am a licensed clinical social worker. I have a PIP and I'm a social work supervisor.
See, y'all thought I was playing with y'all. I got me a Zocta on the TV. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Let me give me a little rat tail. I got me a doctor. Your girl did that. I did go out in these streets in bed because I ain't too proud. So there you go. Got your doctor.
Thank you. I appreciate you hyping me up. Thanks, Sarah.
Woo, 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 woo. I love it. See, we're deep with these LICSWs. They're like coming in, Yellow Bird, like woo, 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 like flapping down. And I'm like, all right, come on in, or whatever. Come on in. All right, cool. So let's get started. Tell us, because people are going to want to know when they look at our website, when they call, they're going to want to put a face with a name with a face, with a written bio, with a video, and all that. So y'all are going to be sharing the video. So going in the same order we had started in, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. You are silly. Well, okay, as I stated, I'm a social worker. I've been a social worker for about 15 years, and I've had the opportunity to work in child welfare, substance abuse. I've done medication-assisted treatment. That's like the methadone clinics. And then here recently, I've been working in hospice with a dying population.
That's
So
deep.
yeah, so if y'all are like, I don't think nobody can understand my problems, I got you. Somebody who can understand your problems. Literally somebody working with people that are dying.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it don't really get much more realer than that.
I'm telling you.
So
I got y'all. This one can handle your problems. So that's good. We love that.
You're doing great work.
Thank you.
Admirable work.
Thank you.
I love it. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I have been in the social work profession for 15 years as well. I have done everything from child welfare to working with people with traumatic brain injuries, school social work. I currently now work for a major medical company, health company. And I work actually with patients with organ donation, organ retrieval, and the actively dying as well. But we're gonna pass it. Oh, pass it over to our friend over here. Because what I say is I work with the chronically ill right now. Mm-hmm. So I've done a lot of work. Like I said, it's a good little bit, but I will talk about what I did for my doctoral program, since we did say I'm a doctor. In my doctoral program, I looked at trauma. So I'm a trauma specialist. I looked more specifically with childhood trauma and sexual trauma. And I did a huge study that looked at mandated reporting and how mandated reporting happens within our school systems, who reports, who doesn't report, and why they don't report. And then I also looked at how our children behave in the school systems after or during their traumatic experience, sexual experience, and how that affects their grades and their graduation rates. And then I also took that and I parlayed it on some more. And I parlayed it on some more. And I looked at how that affects our adult population and what that looks like with adults and how that manifests itself and how we parent, how we are better partners or not. with suicide rates. So I parlayed it all the way through because they said I had to in order to get a doctorate. So I took it all the way there. And so I came up with some measurement tools and some self-taught asynchronous modules and some other good stuff that I'm sure y'all don't really care to hear about, but I wrote a big old paper about it.
I do. I don't know what they get me. Okay. Go ahead. This for them. This ain't even for me.
Right. Yeah. So child trauma through to adulthood trauma is what I looked at.
Which is super duper cool. Super cool. Remember I was telling y'all way back when was that? Maybe like maybe 3 months ago. I had did the ACEs. I talking to the people on the live. Remember I was talking about the ACEs assessment. So kind of like that, y'all.
Oh, most definitely like that. If you have more than the ACEs is about less than 10 questions. There are a lot of people that can answer yes to all 10 questions that they've had some type of trauma in their home.
And they're like 12 and 14s and thousands of times more likely to experience some very difficult things, such as drug abuse and contracting an STI and suicidal ideation. So all of that.
Yep.
So yeah. Yeah. So that we love that. But as it relates to y'all, what y'all need to take away from the thing that both of these ladies have said so far is they can handle your problems and they can handle your kids. That's what they said. They can handle your problems and they can handle your kids and they can handle your kid problems. So problems from when you was a kid, they can handle that.
Yeah, so, there are a lot of big adult babies walking out there, me included. That is it get real. It get real out here in these streets. Shoot, yeah. All right, so that takes us to a great question. And again, we'll go in the same order. Tell us your preferred populations that you like to work with, and tell us the ones you don't prefer to work with, so that people, when they see your video, they know if you want to work with what they got going on or not.
Well, okay. Well, I'll start with, I guess, my preferred, because I'm trying to think of who I don't prefer or what population I don't prefer to work with. But I'll start with preferred. So I work with mostly women, adults, children, and senior populations, and that's, male, female, or whatever, as well as caregivers that are taking care of those loved ones that may be actively dying or have some type of terminal illness. I would say I've worked with people with anxiety, depression, PTSD, all types of traumas. I have not, that I know of, worked with anyone with like dissociative identity disorder. That's what we used to call multiple personality disorder. And so I'm not familiar with that. And I wouldn't say that I won't work with somebody like that, but I just would definitely 100% need training on how to, best ways of how to work with them as far as like providing therapy. So I don't technically have a population that I don't, I wouldn't want to try to serve, but that would be a population that I've never served before that I don't believe.
Gotcha. And that's fair. I mean, with that being such a niche population and such a percentage wise, it's not that big, but I mean, numbers wise, it is definitely a specialty area. So that's fair. That's fair. Okay. All right. What about you, Sarah?
Well, I have been called a kid whisperer. So I have treated children as small as 3 and children as old as 99.
There you go.
The entire lifespan.
The entire lifespan. Absolutely. The entire lifespan. Now, some of my, I guess we call it niche, some of my niches, I love working with single moms, love working with the elderly, athletes. Has been a good bit of who I've been working with lately. I have a lot of athletes that you would be surprised things that athletes go through.
I don't know, especially if they play football. I could just imagine.
Right. And one that's special to my heart, ADHD, autism. People that I would not work with. I have not worked with. I've worked with people as my colleague here said that have had anxiety, depression. A population that I have not worked with just yet have been sexual offenders. Have not worked with sexual offenders. And that's not that I am against working with sexual offenders. I just have never done it before.
Cool. Yep. I've had a client or two. Well, actually, I did sex offenders when I was in internship, but they were child sex offenders. They weren't adults, but either way. So yeah, it gets, and a lot of people say that too. That is also another niche population that, you know, after I don't want to work with kids, which y'all didn't say that. Y'all have heard some of my other ones say they don't prefer to work with kids, but not these two. We got your kids.
Bring your kids.
We got your kids over here. But the sex
my nieces and nephews call me TT Cole, so I say bring them to TT Cole.
TT, we got TT in the building. So definitely we got your children. These might not be the good ones for the DID or the sex offenders, but that's okay. We got other ones for that if needed. But a lot of
people I won't work with a child sex offender. I just have not.
Just have not yet. I
absolutely know how to. I just have not had the opportunity. I'm a forensic social worker, and that
there you go.
I work with the court systems and doing forensic interviews for children that have been sexually abused, or working with the court system. So I have the training. I just have not had the pleasure of working specifically with an offender.
Got you. Got you. And yeah. All right. So cool. If you're an offender, you have an offender. We're gonna help. We got you. We're gonna help you. All right. If you want to have help, we will help you. No shame. We just want you to get better for yourself and for others. That's what we want. So we got somebody. All right. Cool. All right. So tell us why therapy. People want to know. They ask, why do you want to become a therapist? So tell us, this way, that way.
Oh, this way? Me?
Right.
Oh. Wait a minute. That way.
Oh my gosh. I say, why not? I mean, because right now, and I would just say, just here within our current state, with the pandemic has happened, and we've lost so many people, and we're finding more and more people that are stating, well, I think I may have anxiety, or I've been having panic attacks, or I'm depressed and I don't know what to do, that type of thing. And so I just feel like it's imperative. It's imperative for me personally to to have somebody to talk to, if nothing else, like that extra layer of support. Have somebody there that can just listen to you, with the unbiased, non-judgmental person that you can kind of have as a part of your support system. It's needed. It's much needed. I say that everybody needs a therapist or somebody they can talk to on that level in order to kind of process day-to-day events, occurrences, whatever is going on with them. So I know it's been a stigma like attached to, our community, the Black community, we can just pray or, just, you don't tell people about your problems, just, it'll be okay and that type of thing. But I think that we are getting out of that, which I'm so glad because, I've heard another therapist say, you can have therapy in Jesus too. You can still have that spiritual connection. You can still, talk to God about things, but it's also good to have somebody that's here, like in the physical realm, in order to kind of bounce some things off and, have that person to support you in that.
Even Jesus had people he talked to. He confided in people.
Thank you. Didn't he?
Even Judas.
Judas too. And the Bible do say seek wise what? Counsel. That would be us.
You're right.
Hello, we're the counsel.
Yes, seek counsel.
So
cool. I love it. All right. Next that way.
All right. I'm not even gonna go the same way. I'm gonna say if it's self-care. Why therapy? Therapy is self-care. You get your nails done. You go to the shop, go to the barber shop, you go to the nail shop, you go get your hair done and you do your $35 copay. What is a $35? Yeah, I'm sorry, deposit. It's called deposit. You put your $35 deposit down, get your hair done, you get your car detailed. Why not therapy? Therapy is a part of self-care. Sometimes it's stuff you can't tell mama or you don't want to tell mama.
Yes.
It's some stuff you don't want to tell your best friend because you don't want people judging you or you don't want to hear, I told you to leave him alone or I told you this or whatever, you are anticipating that they're going to say. So I'm going to say therapy is a way for you to get a non-biased, quiet voice to listen to the things that you want to talk about and somebody that can give you some feedback and then help you fix your life.
Love it.
Help you fix your life.
That's it.
Yeah, just like
with a license, everybody. Fixing folks' lives around here with no license.
I'm talking about looking good in gator shoes and nice pumps, but I ain't got nobody's license.
Not one.
License. Yes. So that's why therapy. That would be a good reason why. If you take care of everything else in your life, you need to take care of yourself too. That's a self-care. You take a bath every day. You may not go to therapy every day. It's once a week maybe, but that's what you want to do. Mm-hmm. That's what you should do.
I love it. So why did y'all choose to become a therapist?
I think for the same, you're asking me for the same reasons, because it's necessary. I started following you all and just kind of see it because this is what I wanted to do. I told you I've worked in substance abuse. I've done child welfare. I've done other medication treatment. And so this is a field that I have not delved into, per se. I've done therapy. I've done counseling, like group counseling, substance abuse counseling, and grief counseling. But I just really feel like it's beneficial. Talk therapy and mental health therapy is beneficial. And like Dr. Nicole said, you go to other people and places to get things that you want. If you got something going on with your foot, you go to a podiatrist. Your belly, you go to a gastroenterologist. So it's just important to make sure like your mental health and your mental wealth is in check as well, because that spirals off into other pieces and other places in your life. Maybe your kids or work or your friends. Your social life. It spills over. So I think it's beneficial.
Love it.
I started off in nursing. I wanted to be a nurse. Actually, I want to be a nurse practitioner, more specifically a nurse anesthetist. I want to put people to sleep. Be quiet, go sleep. That's what I wanted to do. And I was doing rotations, and I kept asking, well, what's going to happen with this person once they discharge? Like, what are we going to do with them? And they were like, oh, that's what the social workers do. And I was like, well, I'm going to go over there and see what they're talking about, because I don't like this plan. This don't sound good. It's not giving what it's supposed to give.
Right.
So once I stopped nursing school, so your doctor is also a nurse.
We got a doctor, nurse, and don't get better than that. Doctor, nurse.
Oh.
So she was like, my med surg nurse was like, listen, you can't keep doing this, girl. Have you ever thought about social work? And I was like, no, not really. I'm gonna put people to sleep. That's what I'm gonna do. And I just changed over. I changed over to social work, and I loved it. It was something that I absolutely loved. And my first job in social work is what I call social work boot camp. I worked at DHR.
Woo! Yup.
It's boot camp.
DHR. And I did everything from food stamps to adult protective services, because I could do it all in there. I had to. It was a small county. Yeah. I did child abuse and neglect. I did foster care. I did whatever they asked me to do, because that's kind of what I need to do. And then I kind of felt like one of them little girls on one of those shows were like, I don't want to do that. I want people to sleep now. But then I thought about it. Instead of putting people to sleep, I was helping them wake up. I helped a lot of people.
I love that.
That's good.
I love that. I'm helping people wake up.
Absolutely.
I love it. Stay woke, everybody.
Eyes open. Woke.
Wide open.
Please.
Make sure you see yourself and others.
That's
cool.
Great.
All right. So tell us a little bit about what a first session might look like, and then maybe how the therapeutic process might continue with each of you.
Well, I think the first session is really just kind of getting to know what's going on, the reason, why that person is coming to therapy. And a lot of it is just listening, just, what made you come, thank you for coming, but why are you here? What made you come to therapy, and kind of just listening to some of their, whatever their goals are, and hearing what certain, and that's what I do a lot of times too, just hear what they don't say and kind of listening for that type of thing. But just kind of just developing that relationship with them initially, just getting to know them, why they came, what can I do to help, and what goals do they have moving forward, and how we can kind of reach those, or they can reach those, and I can help them reach them.
Love it. Yes. Love it. So what if they don't know? Like, what if person comes in, you ask them what they're there for, and they're like, I'm not really sure. I just felt like I should come.
Well, that's a fair answer. And I would say I get that sometimes when I'm working with, like I said, I'm working with people that are technically they have 6 months. Allegedly they have 6 months or less left on the earth. And so I will ask them questions like, well, what can I do for you? And I've gotten, I don't know. And that, and that's fair. And so it's just basically just kind of just talking to them and just listening to what they're saying. They may just need just to come, just to have somebody to listen and to vent and to kind of de-escalate. And just in talking with them, I find find out things that they might not even, think that, it's an issue with them. So I just kind of just talk to them, develop that relationship, and then we can go from there. But just mostly just being a listening ear and being supportive of them.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
Well, typical first session is going to look like I'm going to be asking all them questions. I'm going to ask questions.
Why are you asking all them questions?
Statements, assuming. I'm going to ask questions. So these are the questions that I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask you about your, do you have any for example, do you have a psychiatrist, a psychologist, or a social worker? I want to know that already. Do you already have somebody? I want to know a little bit about your medical history. As a social worker, that is one of the bedrocks of what I do as a medical social worker. Is I want to know, are you already taking any medicines, and what medications are you taking? I'm not trying to get all in your business. I just want to open the door just a little bit, only just so that I know what we're working with. I'm going to ask you about who's in your circle, who's on your team. What does your support system look like? I want to know, how do you handle stress, and if stress is an issue. And then I'm also going to use a couple of tools, an assessment tools, to just get a general idea of what your baselines are, basically depending on what you come and you say that your issue or you want to discuss. And if you don't know, we can sit in silence for a while. We can vibe and listen to some music. That's not going to take up all your time, but to give you an opportunity to, process through what you're there for. That's what I'm gonna ask you about an emergency contact. If anything happened, we need to bust up out of here. Who we need to call?
Exactly.
Something like that. So I'm basically getting some baselines, and asking a couple of questions. I'm not getting deep off into, a whole lot of things, but I will ask, if you're safe in your home. Do you feel that all your needs are being met? Things like that, because I care about those things. And just to make sure that when you leave me, you're safe, and when you go home, you're safe.
Love it. Love it. Um, and so since y'all do both work with kids, how do you incorporate the parents? What would that look like so that our kids and parents will know? I have teenagers that call and be making their own sessions, so they'll need to know, you want to tell my mom all my business? So tell us, what does it look like to incorporate the parents?
I just want to make sure that, I value that kid or teenager, whoever I'm working with, just to make sure that we have that rapport or that relationship. I also want to maintain, confidentiality, because certain things that they're going to talk to me about, I cannot discuss with mom or dad, whoever the caregiver is. But just make sure that, I'm just respectful of the child's, privacy and their rights, as well as, making sure that the parents know that, if anything were to come up during a session, that they need to know, like as far as any type of emergent situation or anything like that, of course we have to talk to them about that. But just making sure that I develop that relationship with the child, and try to keep as much line of communication, with the parent open as possible, without sharing too much.
Love it.
Okay. That's a good one. I'm not gonna say anything that you just said. I'm gonna try to say something different. So,
Low key,
yeah.
what she said.
I'll be like, what she said. No. If you're a teenager and you made your own appointment, no, I'm not gonna tell your mama everything you said. But if you're talking about harming yourself, or you talking about harming somebody else, I'm gonna have to tell it. I'm gonna have to snitch it, and I'm gonna tell it. However, we're going to have a conversation first. Before I snitch it and tell it, we're going to have a conversation. Because just because you feel like punching the air, chopping somebody in the throat, doesn't mean that you're about to hurt somebody. That just means you're angry, and we need to have a conversation. But if you have a plan to hurt somebody, or you have a plan to hurt yourself, then that is a situation where I have to report that, and I have to tell somebody about that, because we don't want anybody getting hurt.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think that's important for parents to know, because I'm a parent too. I have a child that is 18 years old, and I be wanting to know everything. But I can't. So I understand that you're not supposed to know everything, because then your child won't talk to their therapist. But I will provide check-ins and summaries. So you will know that your child is safe. You will know that your child is not not behaving in any way that will harm themselves or harm other people. But everything else will have to be confidential unless your child says that it's okay for me to tell them what we talked about in session. Sorry, mom. Sorry, dad. And sorry for me too, because this happened to me too. So I definitely understand. So I'm like, what'd she say? She say, so,
You can tell me.
Right. Tell me. No, we're not supposed to tell it. For younger kids, we are supposed to give you a little bit more information because those are things that you need to know. For older kids, no, we can't tell everything. But you will know, like, say for instance, there's an anxiety goal. You will know, I will tell you on a scale of 1 to 10, right now your child's anxiety is hovering above XYZ. And this is how you can support your child at this time. On a scale of 1 to 10 to depression, your child is hovering above this right here. And this is what you can do to support your child at this time. I think that makes parents feel a little more comfortable, and at least it gives them a little information as to what they could be expecting or what they need to, how they can help their child while they're not in between sessions. So that's another thing that I will do is say, in between sessions, this is how you can help support your child. Mm-hmm. This is how you can help support me helping your child.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. This is how you cannot undo this whole hour that I spent, and you don't go and undo it 6 days in between.
Right.
Please don't.
Right. And then say, here, come fix my broken child again.
You broke it. We did so much work and you broke it. And that parents, that may even look like you might need to have your own therapist, which we have a lot of parents who their kids started off coming, and then through interaction with our therapists, the parents started off coming, going to a different therapist that we have on our team. I've had a lot of parents do that because, if you're in a household with somebody who's growing, no matter what their age is, and you're not growing, there could be tension, or you can see more of yourself when you see change in someone else, and you want to experience that change too. So the parents, they be calling me talking about, I know I need therapy too, but I just want to get my baby right first. That is not a thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not right, your baby not gonna be right, no matter how many other once, twice a week sessions we have. So if you know you need it, while I got you on the phone, you might as well set me up and my baby up, and that is gonna look a lot better for your family.
Mm-hmm. It's actually
Yep. Love it. So, all right. So, okay, we do service a lot of, and I asked y'all this in your interview, so I'm gonna ask it again. But most of the population that we serve, or a lot of the population that we serve, children and adults alike, are part of the LGBTQ community. So, tell us what your thoughts are about working with folks in the LGBTQIA+ community are.
Well, I've done it. I do it currently. So I don't have any like reservations or anything like that. I just want to make sure that, a lot of times people within the LGBTQIA+ population or community, they experience traumas that some heterosexuals have not delved into or have not even experienced. And so I want to make sure that, they know that they're supported, they're not judged. And because a lot of them have spent majority of their lives being judged. And so make sure that they know that they have somebody they can come to and talk to about issues that affect them. And we kind of help them, to work through those. So no, I don't have any reservations. I'm happy to do it.
Love it.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah. Awesome.
I told you in the interview, if you find a social worker that has an issue working with that particular population, that's the whole problem in itself.
Yeah.
There are
It
some
is.
of us. There are
Yep,
some of us that have religious beliefs, and I think that even
I
with
know.
or without my religious beliefs, I'm not saying I do. I'm not saying I don't, but I'm saying with or without, I think it's awesome, and I am more than open to working with the community. Um, I get to go to my first house and ball. I'm so excited this year.
Yes.
I'm so excited. Yes, I have a
Coach
colleague
Kelly.
that is in New York, and he is a part of the house and ball community. And I was like, well, can I come? And he was like, Kiki, girl, come on. I was like,
I want to go. Shoot. I ain't never been to one in person. I just been watching Legendary.
me too. I've never been to one in person ever, ever. But I'm excited. I don't know what to expect. I don't know how to dress,
Fun.
where, but I'm going.
That's
I
all
would
you
just
know.
Google it. I would Google like what to wear to house and ball events, and then see what outfits come up.
I don't know if I'm ready for some of them outfits. I've seen some of them on. I Googled a little bit, Google Schmook, and I was like, oh, wow. How do you get into that?
Right, and them shoes are like this high.
Yes.
But if you get the platform ones, they aren't that hard.
They still high.
Say, I'm a part of the old lady gang.
Oh my gosh.
I'm part of the old lady gang. I don't want to slip a hip or my kneecap come out. So I'm gonna keep platforms, no heels, no platforms. I don't know. They look great. It's just that I know that I used to step in heels, and my stepping days are over. So
yeah, me too. Before they even got started, they were over.
Yeah. So with that being said, I know I will not be wearing those really high 7, 10, 12 inch. I don't think I can do it.
Difficult. Yeah.
It would be difficult for me.
But we got y'all LGBTQIA plus. Again, y'all know I've said it and said it. They wouldn't even be up here talking to you if they did have a problem with it. We would have already took care of that before they even reached you. But no, they don't have a problem with it. So good. All right, tell us about a little bit about how your own personal self-care looks, because I know what it's like to work with a therapist who does not take care of themselves, and it's not fun being a client of a therapist who does not care for themselves. So tell us so we can be assured that we are getting a therapist who also takes care of themselves, and we can trust they can take care of us too. Tell us about your self-care.
Well, I really do good with this now. I did not initially, and a lot of times I was getting burnt out and things like that. But now I'm able to set boundaries. I'm able to. So let me tell you what I like to do. So I read now, and I've been reading this book about it's called Stop Overthinking. I think it's by Nick Trenton or somebody like that. But it's a phenomenal book, and so I read and I learn more about myself and learn more about people and things that I have been doing for so long that's been like, habitual like habits, not knowing that, it's an issue. And so just basically working on myself. I like to cook. I love to cook. I love to get in the kitchen and I'm not like vegan or pescatarian or anything like that, but I don't eat beef and pork. So
Me
I try
either.
okay,
I
there
don't
you
see
go.
what you were.
So I try to find like creative like recipes and things that I can make for my family and myself and that really started. I started not eating beef or pork about this had to be about 9, 10 years ago. So I did it for like a fast and then I just continued it on. So I haven't had it. But I find creative ways to eat the things that I like to eat and play with different foods. My son, I shared with you, I haven't with you, Miss Dr. Nicole, has autism. And so a lot of times I would okay, okay. A lot of times I would cook meals, but my baby wouldn't eat those, the things that I would cook because he's very picky about textures and different different thing, taste, whatever it could be. But so I would have to make 2 or 3 different meals a night. So I stayed in the kitchen a while. So I love doing that, and I still do it now. He's gotten better in terms of like incorporating some more things into his meals, and kind of expounding and expanding his palate. But I still love to cook. And another thing that I didn't even realize how much it was self-care that I enjoyed it, but I have a she shed. And so I have it like decorated and it's so pretty. It's got beautiful colors, and I have my candles in there. I done started listening to jazz, and I got a big screen TV in there. And it's just, I got me a little lounge chair. I can read. It's that same things that I do in here, except for cook, but like reading, and I can exercise out there if I want to, but I never do. But get out there.
I probably wouldn't either. I probably would not.
Just get out there and relax and just spend time with me. And so I thoroughly enjoy that. So I have a few things that I do for self-care.
Love it.
I want to come to your she shed.
Right, me too.
I don't want to leave when it's time for me to leave.
She shed. I have an office. It's like a she shed.
I don't want to off. I got that.
I get you. I
want the she shed with the hot tub and the big screen.
Wait a minute now. A hot tub.
Hey, you put whatever you want to in your she shed.
That is true.
Cheryl had a she shed and it got burned down. State Farm gave her another she shed. See?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Look at State Farm.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Oh, that was commercial. It was some State Farm commercials.
Oh, okay. Okay. Not in real life.
No, it was that. Yeah, it was
okay.
That was one where they didn't talk about Jake. They talked about someone else. And she said, yeah.
She said, yeah.
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
Okay. So for self-care, I do some of the things that I suggest my clients do. I meditate. I use deep breathing and guided imagery. Yes, I do. I go to the beach, even though I am nowhere near the beach. I use I get on YouTube and I find some guided meditation. I do that. I like music. I use a lot of music therapy. Music therapy is awesome. I listen to everything from heavy metal. I love piano music and classical music. Anything without words will help be calming. But then again, my inner thug comes out, and then I listen to other stuff.
Trap music, yes. See that?
Trap music.
Great.
I listen to trap music. Yeah, it's an indulgence of mine. I like Cardi and Megan. I like Ice Spice. I like her too. It gets kind of interesting in here. I am Geechee Gullah and Jamaican, so I listen to a lot of reggae and reggaeton. So I do a lot of dancing. I do set boundaries.
Whining?
Yes, I do. Yes. Be a lot of dirty riding gun around here, okay?
There you go.
I go to sleep, and I know that there may be a coping skill or may not, but I go to sleep. I take naps. I'm a lupus patient, so I am very kind to my body. I try to be anyway. So I go lay down. When I say go lay down, I go lay down.
So you can help me to stay woke.
Right. So I can help me stay woke. I go lay down. I like basketball. I got into basketball. So I guess I'll say I have 2 kiddos. One is a freshman at Tuskegee University, and she's playing basketball. So I know all kinds of stuff about basketball now. Even if I'm saying the wrong stuff, I still know a lot. And I have a youngster. I don't know what I was thinking, y'all. But I have a youngster, and he's also on the ASD, ADHD spectrum. We're gonna put all that together. They two different spectrums, people. We're just gonna put it all together. And so he's into, oh God, what are we in the Bluey? And I watch Blue. Yes, I do. I watch Disney. I watch Bluey.
And what?
And I watch Lego Batman, even though I don't. It's 2 hours long, and I don't want to. Phineas and Ferb. I watch that too. I read. I'm currently reading the Prince Harry book, although it's on Audible. I'm listening to it. You know,
it's okay. It's okay. Lindsay will tell us some good books on Audible.
Yes. And one of the other things, I like to work out. I do. I know people's like, oh, you should work out. It helps with, whatever it say it helps with, anxiety, depression. It does. But I come from a family that likes powerlifting. So my uncle was in a Mr. World. He used to be Mr. World, and he went to the Olympics for powerlifting. So weightlifting has always been in my family. So I don't like going and getting on the treadmill and doing this thing right here. I like going in there, lifting weights and seeing how much I can lift, and then I get the heck on up out of there. So I do cook. I don't cook as much as I used to because my daughter is gone. So if I made rice and peas, it would be a lot of rice and peas here. So
rice and peas is so good.
Yeah. So I don't make it. I don't cook as much as I used to, but I guess I would say I do. I cook. Let me tell you what I do cook: cookies.
You bake.
If you want, yep, I bake. I bake cookies. It's a lot of cookies happening around here. And I said that right after I said I powerlift, right?
It's okay. You can eat cookies.
It's balanced.
And no, there is no protein powder in the cookies. Nothing but butter and sugar and the rest of the stuff. No, none of that. So that's what I do for self-care. I mean, I'm driving down the highway, trapping it out. Or I could be listening to, I don't know, whatever you see. If you see me in traffic, honk at your girl, because I'm probably dancing in the car.
Hello. Lindsay said reading a book on Audible is just as beneficial as holding the book in your hand.
Thank you. Yes, yes it is. Because I was told it is not the same. And I said, bleh.
People that say that be saying that like they really read. I don't think they read. And so they know they don't read. So they try to make people feel bad about how they don't read. But you don't read. So how are you going to say if you should hold a book or if you should listen to a book? Whatever way a person gets through a book, they're still reading a book.
I'm going to tell you what I did read, the DSM. I read that.
That class, I still have flashbacks of just the final exam, man. Oh,
that's my favorite book. Like it used to be, I had one other favorite book before that, but I could tell you what page everything was on. Like there's nothing about that DSM you can't tell me.
See there, we got a diagnostic expert. So that is important.
Dr. House said it's not lupus. Yes, it is, Dr. House. It's lupus.
It's important to know that. So just be getting labeled with something that it ain't that. So it's good that a therapist, you want your therapist to have knowledge of DSM before they be slapping on labels out of it. So yes.
Absolutely. I do differential diagnosis and I look at medical conditions before I make diagnosis.
There you go. See there? They're going to be down to earth and educated. That's what we like. Non-judgmental therapists for the people, from the people, of the people. That's all I choose. I don't choose nothing else. So that's what you need. Definitely y'all want to reach out and be like, these sound like they might be a good fit for me, or one or the other, or one might be a good fit for you and the other might be a good fit for your family member, friend, coworker, spouse. So there you go. Oh yeah, do y'all do couples at all, or couples and families, or no? Mostly.
I do group,
We got-
family, couples, church members.
We got that.
Yeah.
Cool.
I enjoy it.
Couples is an acquired taste.
I was gonna say I do individual. I've done group therapy. I've never done couples.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a roller coaster. Want to try?
Oh Lord.
I can give you some. I can shoot. Dude, I can give you some. It's an acquired taste. We got some that love doing couples, then we got some that will do couples, and then we got some that don't do couples. So it's whatever. We got you if you want it. So yeah. Also, Dr. Nicole also is trained in EMDR. So y'all don't gotta wait for me or Tiffany no more.
Let me tap on you, or you can tap on yourself, because I don't want to touch you if you don't want to be touched.
All my EMDR, my second half was virtual EMDR. The first half was in person, and like when the COVID was still in Italy, and then the second half is when it had hit here, and we learned how to do EMDR virtually. So, yep. So we've got me, Tiffany, Dr. and one of our other new therapists who y'all will be meeting. So it's 4 of us that can do EMDR now. So yes.
And I like play therapy too. I'll do play therapy. I'll do play therapy with adults. I know we grown. You want to play in the sand? Let's get the sand. Let's get this Play-Doh. Let's go.
Yep. and play therapy is great. Great. Love it. So cool. All right. Well, ladies, is there any last information you would want a potential client to know, or any of our followers to know?
Well, no, you asked us everything. I'm just ready to serve, ready to jump in.
Whoosh, we got you. We got you.
I want to say my bio probably look more stuffy than what I actually am. I'm going to change my bio, y'all. But for right now, it's up there.
It's up there.
She's not stuffy.
My bio sound way stuffier than what I am. It says something like Dr. Nicole, da 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 da. You know, like
not stuffy. Don't worry about it.
No, at all. I'm not. Well, I'll change it, y'all. I'll change it.
We'll take it. That's what they got the video for. We got the video so they can get a feel, they can read, and then they can get a feel, and then they can be like, oh, okay, all right, cool. Well, thank y'all so much for joining me. I told you it'd be painless.
You did.
Easy.
You are fun. Put me back on the show. I want to be back on the show.
See that? See, I told y'all. Just trust me. I got y'all. And yes, we will have you back. Whenever you want to do something or any topics I come up with that you're like, oh, I want to. Yep, you can. Mm-hmm. So
coming back for like Autism Awareness Month.
Mm-hmm.
I was just thinking that.
Yes.
Or for Lupus Awareness Month.
Like that. All that. Okay. All that awareness. We want it all.
For Pride Month. Hey.
Yes. See that? All that. We got all of that. So yes, whatever you want to do, we gonna do it. Mm-hmm. Well, thank y'all. I'm not gonna keep y'all for the whole night. This has been great. I think we got a pretty good idea of who you both are and can feel comfortable to text the word new to the number below so we can get one of you therapists. And yeah, so I will see both of y'all soon. Talk to both of y'all soon and have a good evening.
Thank you for having me. This was fun. I appreciate you.
I know it.
Thank you for coming on. We appreciate having you.
You've been doing this since undergrad, man. You can't.
I was like, how long have I been doing it? I don't even know. I didn't even know.
Since 2005, 6, 5. Okay.
Long time. Since
A
we
long
was
time.
youngins.
You've been doing that for a long time.
Since we was babies.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, we'll see y'all soon. Y'all take care of yourself.
Bye
All
bye,
right. Thank
ladies.
you. Y'all have
Thank
a good
you.
night.
You
You
too.
too.
Let's see. All right. Cool. All right. So I got 2 for y'all. 2 for the tour. And then I got some more coming on the rest of the month. So definitely stay tuned and enjoy your Black History Month. Stay aware. Educate yourself maybe on one new Black history fact each day. You know what? I'm going to come with one next week. I'm going to come with a Black history fact, and I'm going to introduce one for the remainder of the month before I bring the people on as my contribution to Black History Month. So definitely stay tuned what we got. Pick you one Black history fact a day. Besides the watered down, what they taught you is count. Look for your own information, okay, for yourself, especially if you are not Black. Definitely if you are, but definitely if you're not, so you can educate yourself. This is a good time. This is a good time. All right, I'll see y'all next week. Y'all take care. Be safe. Drink your water and wash your hands.